Okay, in this tutorial, or these tutorials, we're going to actually look at some real basics with Photoshop. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is just how to use some simple photo filters to kind of give your photo either a more cooler feel or just to change the tone of the photo itself. So first of all, we're going to go into Layer. I'm going to go to New Adjustment Layer, and you've got all these different options. Now the adjustment layers work almost like a layer of tracing paper on top of your photo, so you never actually have to alter the photo itself. So just for example, if I go down to Photo Filter and then press OK, you can see that it just drops it above the actual photo. What that will do then is you should come up with like a dialog box on the side there, which is adjustments. Now you can see at the moment it says warming filter. If you want to change that, you've got yellows, you've got greens, you've got cooling filters. So if we just look, yeah, so there's a warming one, cooling filters. You can see it's obviously got a nice blue tone to it. Violet, it's going to give you that violet tone. And obviously what you can do is take the density up or down. Okay, so that's a real simple way on how to sort of change things. Now I'd probably like to give this one a little bit more warmth, so I'm just going to go into that one, and I'm just going to increase it ever so slightly just to give that really nice kind of sunset feel. Yeah, and this was taken middle of the day, this photo. Alright, so you can change photo to actually suit your needs. Yeah, so in this one, if I was doing something where I wanted a sunset, this would be perfect for it. So that's that. You can actually select the colour by clicking on there. So if you wanted it really red, then obviously you can go in there and get it. It's entirely up to you how you do it. I'm quite happy with the orange with the warming filter. So that's that. Now these adjustment filters, if I turn that off, you can see it goes back to the original. I can go into Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and I can go to things like brightness, contrast, click OK. Again, in the adjustments it will come up, and I can increase or decrease however I want. If I then click my photo filter on as well, you can see I've got a build up of the brightness and contrast. I really have got this really nice sunset kind of image now, from an image that started out really washed out, really bleached. Okay, it's got a little bit more depth just with those two steps. You can again go into Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and you can add things like your levels. Now your levels will come up again. You have your sliders, so we can obviously make it even darker. We can get those mid-tones up. We can bring it whiter, so all those whites now start getting picked up, and all of a sudden it starts looking like something on the moon. Yeah, okay. So remember, you can change these and keep them as you want. You can save these all as separate images if you want to, because you can literally just click them off bit by bit. So you could try a photo filter, or sorry, one with the levels on its own, which looks almost black and white now. You could try it with the levels and brightness contrast on. It's quite an interesting effect. Or you could try it with a photo filter on as well. Okay, so that's how to do the photo filters. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch to another photo. Popular artist Jay-Z there, you might recognise him. I'm going to go into these filters. Now there's a load in here, and the best way to get used to these is just to play around with them, but they all have very, very different effects. You can create these effects on your own, just bit by bit, or you can drop one of these on. It gets quite a nice finish. So if I was to go into artistic and just show you some of the ones that you can get, look. Okay, if you minimize this, you can see a little bit better. So you've got things like colored pencil. With each one of these filters, you can change the attributes to how you want it. You've got things like neon glow, dry brush effect, palette knife. Okay, again, you can change these to how you want them, so you can really abstract it. If you want to take it right out, watercolor, that's quite a nice effect. Okay, underpainting, so you've got like this kind of almost diffused look to it. Again, you can change things like the surface is to brick instead of canvas, or burlap. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to canvas, and you can also change like where the light's coming from, so you can really go to town on this. You could go into distort and look at diffuse glow. I quite like that. There's tons, there's so many filters in here. You can go to so many of them and just try them out. So if I went to diffuse glow now and okayed it, you can see that's what I'm going to get. Now if I was to use the sketch filter, so if I go in and go to filter and sketch, the sketch filter actually operates on whatever's in your foreground and background colour. So at the moment I've got black and white, so I'm guaranteed that with sketch that all of the things that I try are going to come out in black and white. So let's just try charcoal. And you can see there, look, there's charcoal. Now that is actually combined up with the diffuse glow. Yeah, it doesn't get rid of the filter, it literally adds on top. So I've got diffuse glow and charcoal going on at the same time. Now again, you can play around with that. You've got things like graphic pen, that's quite a cool look. Right, a little bit kind of Sin City. Right, photocopy is quite a nice one. And stamp is brilliant if you want to do any kind of stenciling. Yeah, you can do some real simple stencils with this. Okay, something like that would be fairly easy to cut out. Alright, so again, if I left that one now, I've got this kind of very stylized picture of Jay-Z, and that's about it really. These are just like real simple techniques to get your photos looking different to how they started. So obviously there I've got this stencil of Jay-Z, and I've got this lovely sunset going on, just from two very basic photos.